Hello everyone, it's Ross of the Hobbyist Den here, and welcome back to the Den. Yeah, I'm trying to go through catchy catchphrases. So today, in this video of painting models, I'm going to be painting up the Death Guard series from the Dark Imperium box set. I'm not going to be doing a time lapse, and it's just going to be basically, here's the model. Here's the first color I'm going to paint with, and then it's just going to skip over to the, fast forward to the next color, etc, etc. Now, long story short, I do paint my stuff up to be used on tabletop, and they're going to be touched and bumped and knocked down a lot. So, or I forgot to mention maybe scratched. So I try not to go crazy into detailing, but sometimes we get to bigger models, such as this Nurgle Blight drone here. I tend to go a little bit deeper and put in a little bit more time, just because it's a bigger model and what it represents. Same thing with hero characters. I'll probably do a little bit more detail on hero characters, but everything else is just kind of eh. So this is going to be part one of the video set I plan to do up here. So as you can already tell, I've started with one color as I was kind of experimenting on the green I kind of want to go for. Basically, when I got the Death Guards, I'm going, okay, well, you know what? I kind of want to paint them up like 30k Death Guards, where they got the white armor and the green shoulders from the Imperium before they went all green and puzzly and all that. Excuse me. However, then I realized I'm also big into customizing up my own little army colors and whatnot too. So basically, it's going to be a bit of a mix between what's going to look like the 30k Death Guard to what I have in mind. So yeah, things are going to be a little different. At any rate, there with the great ums again. So, any rate, I'm going to go and finish doing up the main metalwork on this guy, and then we'll start the next phase. So just so everybody gets an idea, I'm using Gretchen Green as the base for the plate work of the metal, and it needs some touch-ups. This is an older Citadel paint, but it's still working order. It's one of their base paints originally before they started labeling base and stuff. Alrighty, I got the first layer on there, as good as she's going to get. I'll be picking out details later and touching it up anyhow. Next, I'm going to do all the fleshy bits with Hermagant Purple. I thought I had a Lich Purple here or something, but I'm going to base the flesh with this. So the fleshy bits are starting to come along. You can see I overlap into the armor here a little bit. That's okay. I'll clean it up later, and I have other plans for that. I do say, though, I probably should have built this in stages and painted it up, but now I just give myself the added challenge of doing up this complex model. Next up, I'm going to go around and do up all the metal bits that I want to do up in metal. But I'm not too sure if I want to go right away with bronze or do a metal lane. Actually, you know what? Yeah, I'll do that first. I'm going to go with some good old gunmetal here across all the metal surface bits. And then I'll touch it up with some bronze paint. So there we have it. All the metal bits are now done. Actually, I missed a little spot right up here. I'll correct that. But yeah, it's one thing with this model is it's like I cannot be afraid to just put the paint down because I can always touch it up later. And one thing I was confused with was the hosing. It's like, okay, is that flesh or is that like rubber conduit? Upon closer examination, it was actually flesh that was part of this blight, which is now a robotic drone in the 41st millennium. And also got some fleshy bone bits up here to paint up too. So I'm gonna double check my metal paint work, then I'm gonna do some cleanup and painting some fleshy bits, and we'll be right back. And there we are. I did all the touch-ups, got them as best I could, fleshed in some other bits. Now I'm gonna do up the bone work here, starting with some merchant red because it's kind of fleshy. And there we have it. Excuse me. Got the fleshy bits done. And the fun part is going to be doing up a nice little dry brush layer Like there is some bit of paint seeing through. I may go and fix that again that I missed. But overall, it's turning out to look really good. I just don't know what layer of green I'm going up with next. Maybe something too bright, something darker. I'm not sure yet. I'll think of something, and we'll see in the next phase. So I have to stop here because the light, I'm losing natural light and it is a cloudy day. So filming is going to be a little more harder. But I just want to let everybody know. So I'm going to stop here for today because of the natural lighting. I'll pick up on it tomorrow. However, I wanted to make mention that I'm using Snot Green as my color of choice for the next layer. Now, I do have a Scorpion Green and a Goblin Green, but Snot Green looked more like a emerald plating kind of look. But at the same time, I'm not going very heavy on the Snot Green. It's almost, what's the word I'm looking for here? I'm thinning it down to the point where you could use it as a wash, but not quite. It's still getting applied and dried up with one layer, and I'm not sure how well it comes out in the camera because this is a cell phone camera and doesn't have focus. But you can see it does have a nice, like, emerald sheen to it in a way. So here's the base, here's the emerald. Now I'm taking my sweet time putting this on here and being very careful not to overlap into other details. So I'll pick up on this tomorrow and I'll show it off when that next layer is done. And we're back on the next day. I have finished painting up the Snot Green all over the base parts that were in Gretchen Green before. I am currently working by table light now. I found my lamp. And because I have woodwork I had to do outside, which woodwork I mean chopping wood and putting it in the furnace because, you know, it's got carpentry and it's a dormant in it. So I chopped it up, sprayed them with some ant killer. Anyways, I'm just trying to burn the wood, get rid of the bodies in case there's still something that didn't die from poison. So for the rest of this video, I'm going to just finish this entire model up, and then you'll see the full end result at the end, which is technically the next swipe. Here we are, all finished. Matte varnished and everything. Give us some ideas for the... oh, hang on. There we are, it's all done. Had some interesting ideas for the gun tip ends. I kind of ended up going with some Nurgle stuff on it on the end. Some guts and goo and everything else. Don't have to pick it up on the current lighting though. Let's just open this up. Is that any better? No, not really. So yeah, this took me 4 days to complete because I kept sleeping in the morning. And I know it's bad of me to do that, especially when you have all this free time. But that is the life of back shifts for you. It messes up your sleep schedule. At any rate, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you again on part 2. And I'm not sure what I'm going to be doing with part 2.